Lads and ladettes, listen, for you hardcore CiB fans, we did indeed 9 years ago. Yes, that is, I realize 9 years ago we did do Sonic Adventure 1, just the Sonic part, and we put it off for 9 years. We wanted to do all the other stages, but guess what? We're doing a soft reboot, and we're going to do the Sonic part again.
Yeah, I love this game.
Also, you played it on, not Dreamcast.
I played it on PS3, so we're just doing the Dreamcast version this time. Sonic Adventure DX has become pretty common knowledge over the years that it is a terrible port. So we're just doing Dreamcast.
Oh boy!
The only downside to Dreamcast is that it's at 30 FPS, but you get used to it in like 2 seconds.
The TV's pretty loud, so you can't hear the Dreamcast go.
Yeah, Dreamcast is across the room, but it's still very loud.
Squeak.
Honestly,
alright, let's see how much of this I remember every single second of this, this opening part. It's been literally 10 years. Oh yeah, this is happening!
So Sonic Adventure 1 might possibly be my favorite game ever made. It's not my objective favorite game ever made, because that's like Mega Man X or like Super Metroid. But this is a game like, for Spencer, it's probably like Super Mario RPG, where I can just pop this in and play it for hours. It is so comfy. I love everything about it. Both genuinely and ironically, but mostly genuinely. I love everything about this game.
Yes! Huh?
Oh, yeah! I love Sonic's voice, too.
It's really good. Wait. What does the police officer say? Oh, the second he starts it, I'll be like, I'll remember
Our weapons are useless!
I remember that, but I don't know how he starts it. Hold on.
I don't remember either.
Give me that music. Dreamcast is the soul incarnate.
It really is such a great system.
You are completely surrounded.
Surrender yourself.
Dude, I want to live in a world where those rings just float.
Rock on target, man.
Ready? Fire!
Oh no! Our weapons are useless!
Retreat!
All personnel, pull back!
At least Chaos doesn't do anything.
This could be fun.
Yeah, Chaos is a weird antagonist because he's mostly just like fed by Eggman and becomes like a force of nature just by him existing. He only really goes out of his way to get the Chaos Emeralds once you defeat Chaos 6.
But that would make sense because he's so close to being like completely fulfilled. So Chaos is, as we'll find out in a second with this obviously super easy boss battle, Chaos needs to get the 7 Chaos Emeralds to become Perfect Chaos, and then quote-unquote invincible. Every time he gets a Chaos Emerald, he gets bigger and stronger. It's kind of like a Frieza thing, where he has like a million parts. I think there's 2 versions of Chaos you don't see, because a couple times he gets 2 Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, Chaos 3 and I believe Chaos 5 is never shown.
Yeah. It'd be cool if they just like had like some artwork of this is what it would look like.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Come
Hey,
on,
you big drip! Where are you going? Based. So, for some, like, super popular, like, underground movies, they'll have screenings of them, and, like, it'll be like The Princess Bride, which came out, like, 30 years ago. And literally people will just yell out the lines, or Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Nothing, fool.
It's chaos!
The god of destruction.
And people will just yell out the lines, like they'll be like, as you wish, or whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely a game for me.
And like like if they did this at like some like Too Many Games and they just showed the things, people would the cutscenes, people would just yell them out because it's just like so memorable. Like, this is not the best Sonic game in terms of gameplay, clearly, but in terms of pure soul and presentation and having so many different like types of gameplay with the different characters is so awesome.
Honestly, I would say that this game, the biggest flaw of this game is easily the camera, and that's every game from the late 90s. but I feel as if the momentum and the physics and the way that Sonic controls, especially with a controller that only has one analog stick, I really wish that this was what they kind of kept with. Because I think this game controls actually really good.
So, do you know, compared to Mario games and other platformers, one thing I think Sonic does better than any other platformer, now that I'm thinking about it, is having the first stage be the GOAT. Like, no one ever goes back to Mario 3 and they're like, remember stage 1? Yeah. It's the best. But, like, Sonic 1, is it Green Hill Zone? Sonic 2, Emerald Hill Zone, or whatever?
Yeah.
This is like, whether it's the best stage or not, it sets it up so perfectly. It shows you everything this game can do. It's beautiful. Like, even 25 years later, it looks great. Like, is it HD? Of course not. Whatever.
Dude, and the craziest thing...
But it still looks awesome.
The craziest thing about this is that this game came out in 99 in America, but it came out in 98 in Japan. And by then, 98, like, Spyro 1 was out.
Right.
It's like, this game was so far ahead of its time.
Oh, the difference is unbelievable. But yeah, even like this is an auto-runner thing, but having this within the first 5 minutes of the stage, if you're going really slow, is just one of those, like, absolute game sellers. Like, if back then you were over at a friend's house and they had this, you were like, oh, I gotta get a Dreamcast. Are you kidding me? Like, look at this. Sonic has legitimately... In fact, how many Sonic games are there where the best stage isn't the first one? Or at least the top 2, maybe. Like, Sonic 1, Sonic the Hedgehog 1, it is the only good stage. Sonic 2, I still think it's the best stage, even though Casino Zone is awesome. Sonic 3, maybe. The first stage isn't, like, the super strongest, but it's still really good. There's just something about Sonic stages when they first start out, they start out so unbelievably strong.
I don't know.
Oh, Sonic Adventure 2 is City Escape, so, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, City Escape's a good one. I don't think there's many Sonic games where the first stage is genuinely my favorite level, but they're really good showcases of what Sonic games should be and the perfect introduction. Whereas, like, Mario games like Stage 1 versus Stage 8-4, it's like, it really remains about the same the entire game.
Yeah, all things considered. Are you gonna do, there's like a bunch of, like, bonus crap things that you pick up? I didn't think so. I don't even know how to get those.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh, you have to beat these levels, like, over, the emblems.
Yeah, you have to beat
the levels over and over again.
Not only have to do it once for the main story, but you have to beat them at least 3 times a piece for every single character.
Wow. Oh, oh my god. Yeah, that's not worth it. What? Dude, the music, this game actually has worse dubbing music compared to voices than Dino Crisis 1, but does Dino Crisis 1 have subtitles? I don't think it does.
I don't think
so. If Dino Crisis 1 had subtitles, it'd be fine.
To be fair for Sonic 1, the 2 advantages to this sort of mixing is, first, that the music in this game is greatest of all time. One of my favorite soundtracks ever.
It's true.
The other thing is that the voice acting, as cool and memorable and as funny as it is, it's genuinely bad.
I feel like they could have lowered the volume down 1 and still been okay.
I like Sonic's voice, but Tails is annoying as crap.
Knuckles' voice is also... Is this the... Oh, no.
Yeah.
From Knuckles, yeah. Amy's voice is fine.
Weirdly,
Tails... Big the Cat is, like, all-time bad.
Yeah, and Tails somehow gets worse over the years. Like, Sonic Heroes Tails is even worse somehow.
Gotta keep going. Dude, a Sonic game... I know now they have Sonic Frontier. Did you play Sonic Frontier?
Not really.
It's open world, but I saw Ferris playing a little bit. It just looks so vacant open world.
Yeah.
This is not.
That's why I'm not interested.
This is not open world by any means, but like being able to go from stage to stage is all I want in a Sonic game. I don't want a huge. It reminded me of that game Horizon Zero Dawn, where it's open world, but it's just like there's just so much nothing, right? Skyrim, that kind of thing, where it's like. Go from point A to point B, and there's nothing in between, but it's huge, and it's like, great.
Sonic, I like Sonic games, but there's a lot of them that I genuinely do not like. In fact, Sonic Adventure 2, I'm never going to LP, because I don't like 2/3 of that game. The only good stuff about Sonic Adventure 2 is the Sonic and Shadow stages, but that's only 1/3 of the game. 2/3 of the game sucks.
people generally, when I talk to them, like Adventure 2 more than Adventure 1. And it might be nostalgia for me, but I did play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, both when they came out, ish, like within like a year or whatever. And I never liked Sonic Adventure 2. Like, I played
never
the
did
Sonic
either.
parts and the Shadow parts and was like, this is awesome. Then the Tails and Dr. Robotnik parts, I was like, this is okay.
Yeah, it's not even nostalgia
And then
for
the
us.
Knuckles parts, I was like, this is awful.
Because we got this game back in, like, 2001. We had a Dreamcast, like, pretty much day one, I think.
Ish.
And we got, like, Sonic Adventure 2 in, like, 2001 or 2002. So it's like, we were kids when we played it, but I don't know. I think the other problem in the more, like, critical game design sense, Sonic Adventure 2 is much more streamlined. When you compare Sonic Adventure 1 levels, like the Sonic levels, compared to Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Adventure 2 ones are just, like,
Run straight.
straight through hallways. Especially if you look up, like, Sonic's, I forget what it's called, the pyramid level. There are so many times when you're running down a literal circular hallway, and there's nothing to it. And Sonic Adventure 1, you saw that Emerald Coast is pretty brain dead. But even that was like, there's some platforming to it and stuff. But as the levels go on, of the 10 levels, they get so much more complicated. And I like the level design in this game so much more.
Speaking of Sonic as a whole, is there a single person, maybe you'll disagree, but is there a single person in the world who's played Sonic Mania and doesn't think that's the best Sonic game ever?
Yeah, Sonic Mania is just incredible. I mean, it's probably my favorite.
Do you ever
2D.
watch Triple Jump? They do like the ranking every Sonic game or whatever, and they're generally pretty cool. They're British like guys and girls or whatever. And I was like, oh, they're gonna mess this up because sometimes they do stuff like Kirby.
Hello? Okay.
So they did like Kirby, and they put Kirby Superstar at like 10, and I was like, ooh, that's like number 1. I get, like, I totally get that. But they put Sonic Mania number 1. I was like, I can't imagine besides pure nostalgia being like, what's a better Sonic game than Sonic Mania? And there hasn't been a freaking sequel to it. It's been like 5 years.
They're making that new Sonic 2D, like 2.5D game that I think does have some of the guys that worked on Sonic Mania on it, like Christian Whitehead. I think it's called Sonic Superstar. It's coming out later this year, so I'm kind of excited for that. But just the fact that it's 2.5D, not pixel art, is already like a heavy downgrade. Sonic Mania is like probably the best looking 2D pixel art game ever made.
I just can't believe the best Sonic game ever was made by not Sega. Not technically.
It doesn't surprise me at all. Sonic
Yeah.
Team is awful. And I think I was talking about this, but I got sidetracked. I like Sonic games, but there's a lot of them that I don't like, and I think for the most part, like, the entire series is, like, not good. Like, I'm not interested in Sonic Frontiers at all. The last, like, 15 years of Sonic has been so bad other than Mania.
And Generations.
Generations is good, but it's sort of cheating because it uses so much nostalgia.
Right. I can see that.
It's probably the best Boost era Sonic game, but the Boost games I just think are so...
What's Boost?
When there's a mechanic in the Boost era games where you press a button and Sonic will like immediately burst forward.
Oh.
And there's a lot of times when there's like mechanics where you pick up rings or you do tricks or you attack enemies, and it fills up the boost gauge. And a lot of times it just winds down to oops.
So you don't have to like spin dash. is what
No,
you're saying.
and you can boost through enemies, and a lot of times boosting through enemies will give you enough energy to keep doing it, as long as you keep hitting stuff. I don't know.
Camera. I mean, there's so many Sonic games where you're like, yeah, it's decent, but like I heard Sonic Unleashed is like okay, but then there's like the Werehog stuff where it's like
The
just
warehouse
awful.
stuff, it just ruins the game.
Yeah.
It's not something that you can like avoid. And in fact, a lot of times you have to repeat Werehog stages because it has that stupid moon and sun coin limit to unlock new levels. Man, it's just like... And like the day stages, like the actual Sonic stages, are like 1/3 of the game again. Like most of the game is Werehog.
Like Sonic Frontiers, and again, I have not played it, seems like a step in the right direction, but I really, really, really just don't generally like open world games. And like I said, the little bit I saw Ferris playing, it looked fun. It looked well made, but it was just so vacant and just open.
Yeah, it's definitely better than Sonic Forces. That game was terrible.
We played that the whole way. The only reason we played that the whole way is because it was so easy and so short.
And it's like a 4-hour game.
Yeah, maybe even less than that, honestly. I know Sonic's always been pretty cringe, but they just need to cut off on, like, the cringe, like, story stuff. Like, even in Sonic Forces, it was like, you're, like, the new guy, and you're, like, a,
Dude,
what's the word I'm looking for? A character that doesn't speak.
Silent protagonist?
Silent protagonist. And they're just like, rookie, you want to come in on this? Da-da-da. And it's just like, oh my god, it's so cringe. Please stop.
Yeah. If you want true Sonic cringe Kino, it's definitely Sonic 06.
Oh, yeah. I played independently maybe like 2 or 3 hours of it, enough to see. I think I saw the infamous scene where Sonic's like in love with the girl, or the girl's in love with Sonic, or whatever. And I really wanted to get through it just to be like, I got through it, but I was like, man, this isn't even like super bad. It's just super boring.
What?
That was weird.
What the heck just happened?
Now.
And Sonic 06 is like, it's not worth LPing because the Shadow and Silver, again, 2/3 of the game sucks.
I remember,
That's so common with Sonic Team games. Here's this one good mode. Here's a bunch of crappy filler that makes the game worse. Oh, thanks.
I think, could you imagine?
Going for it.
Ooh, based. I remember playing that game and I was like, wow, I'm not gonna get past the first boss, which was Silver, which is like so broken of a boss fight.
It is so
that you can
broken.
just keep what's the word where you just keep getting stuck? Like infinite looped.
Yeah.
You would just get infinite looped over and over again. He would just grab you and teleport you, and you couldn't do anything. It was the most bizarre thing ever. Yes. And I remember I tried it for like 45 minutes, and I was like, what am I doing with my life? So yeah, that is...
Yeah, not bad.
All you have to know about Sonic 2006, aka Sonic the Hedgehog for PS3 and 360, is Sega was like, hey, 2006 is the 15th anniversary of Sonic. We need this game to be out. And the team was like, we're not ready. And they were like, but 15th anniversary, bro! You gotta get it out!
And on the same day, they released Sonic Genesis for GBA in 2006. Why would they do that? And that's like the worst port of Sonic 1 ever. By a mile.
Yep. You know what? I never want to play it, but I would like watch someone play it for maybe an hour. Is that Sonic RPG on DS, Chronicles? Didn't they have 2 of those?
There's only one.
No, there's only one. Yeah.
It was made by a BioWare.
Oh, I was thinking of. There's also one called Sonic.
The game is. I don't know what you're expecting, but it's really boring and not good.
It's no fun. No, I was thinking of also of Sonic Rush Adventure for the DS.
Yeah, Sonic Rush and Rush Adventure are okay games.
Sonic can work in 3D. I just don't understand why they don't try to just do really excellent 2D ones. And I was actually kind of disappointed. I know it's gonna sell because it's Sonic, but the Sonic Origins Plus collection just came out, and I was like, I think it's just called Sonic Origins Plus. So I was like, oh cool, what's this gonna have? And then we finally got it in to the store, and it was like 15 old Sonic games.
The good thing about the Origins Plus collection is that it's all the old games, but in 16:9, which is actually a huge deal for Sonic. Just that extra like couple like half a second reaction time actually makes the biggest difference in the world. So it's nice that there was always like Sonic 1 through 3 HD like mods or like PC fan things. But it's nice that like Sega actually made like some like ones in-house themselves.
That's cool.
But again, you're paying $40 for those basically an HD mod for the first 3 games. And it's like, okay, I mean it's cool, but it should be like $5 a game. But you get all the Game Gear games.
Oh god.
The games you don't want to play.
Is Tails Adventure on it? That's something that at least would be worth checking out.
I have no idea.
That's a game that I'm super nostalgic for. Sonic Chaos. It was one of the few Game Gear games I played a lot back in the day.
I remember Sonic 2 Game Gear. We played that a lot. Yeah, I'm just thinking about the entire lineage of Sonic.
This
It's
is
like
the Crystal
Sonic
Ring.
Heroes
This
is
reduces
an
the time
okay
needed to store
game,
power for the light
but the
speed
levels are
dash.
way too long, and they have 4 campaigns where you play the same levels 4 times a piece. Why? Why did they do that?
That's why Sonic Mania is so perfect. It's not, like, too long.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog is horrible for obvious reasons. Sonic 06 is horrible for obvious reasons. Sonic Unleashed is, like, fine for 1/3 of the game. Sonic Generations is good, but it's it might just be nostalgia. I don't know. It's definitely one of the better Sonic games. And then after that, it's like...
Sonic Advance? I don't know if you're counting Game Boy games.
Yeah, Sonic Advance, it's definitely the best, like, 2D non-Genesis games. Alright, what's the fastest way to do this? I think just losing.
No, actually play pinball.
Alright, fine.
Wait, what happens when you lose?
You go down to the gutter.
Oh, no.
Or the sewer.
Oh, you also gotta do the...
But it's way faster to go down to the sewer.
That's fine, but you gotta at least try to win.
Alright. I like this better if the pinball physics work.
Why has there never been a Sonic actual pinball machine?
That is really weird.
Just put a blue pinball in there. It's like, why not? There was a Mario one made in like the late '80s. It's one of those mini ones, but it exists. It actually seems like a wasted opportunity.
It does, especially since Sega is so, like, they're big into arcade games, so
right.
You figured that they would probably
right. It's not like they stopped doing it or something. All right, we saw what we needed from this. I want to see the Knights one.
Oh. Why does that have classics, Amy? I actually never knew that.
What? Oh yeah, look at that.
All right, I think if you get less than 100 coins, okay, so we're gonna not go to the sewers. I think you only go down to the sewers if you have less than 100 coins.
The only pinball game where it takes forever to lose. I own a real pinball game now, and you can lose a ball in 5 seconds if you're unlucky. I do not know how people actually are good at pinball. I'm trying.
Dude, I haven't touched anything. It's been 20 seconds. Yep. Might as well. I think we need 500 or 600 coins. Or rings.
Coins!
Alright, I'll actually play the Knights table too.
Yeah, the Sonic one is fine. But the Knights table is pretty actually good. Pinball physics, otherwise.
Yeah.
Bruh.
And this one I think you can get like a decent amount of coins in.
Oh, and you get like...
Cards.
Yeah, cards, and you like try to get pairs and stuff like that. I mean, I guess.
Why is Sonic like glowing white?
Some things don't need to be explained. Oh, sick, you got that thing. I know nothing about Nights into Dreams.
I don't know either. I know that you play as 2 little kids that can turn into knights. So like Knights isn't like a person, I guess. It's more like a transformation, or it's a lot about like dreams. So it could just be like a dream for kids.
Huh. You gotta open the thing and go to the
I'm trying.
Knights area. Why do I feel like the pinball physics is slightly better on this one?
I don't know. There's like less to... I don't know. You actually can shoot the stuff, kind of.
I'm not entirely sure how you open that up. Do you have to
I don't remember
get
either.
a pair or something?
Whenever I play this, I immediately go to the sewers to do this. There's also a glitch that you can like clip through the wall, but I tried to do it. It's kind of complicated.
While playing pinball?
No, you do it outside.
Oh.
You like...
Open up. Yes!
Alright, I just need to get in there.
How are you supposed to even get in there?
I don't know.
There's like no obvious way. Most forgiving. Why couldn't Sonic... Oh, and that's another one. Sonic Spinball?
Go ahead.
That's a game that I desperately want to LP. That's like on a top 10 list of ones where I just want to be like, I beat this game.
It'd be so cool. Oh, by the way, for people, one of the very few Sonic games LP'd the full way is 3D Blast, which, by the way, it's not that bad of a game. It's not, like, great or anything, but, that game is kind of comfy. Oh, there we go, we did it!
Where's the part where you're on the outside?
I think you have to...
Do something here.
No, I think you just lose in this, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not even try that.
You know, that reminds me, oh, that's another game in the top
Why is Sonic glowing
in the
white?
top 20 of ones I want to LP is Kirby Pinball Land. But no matter how much I practice, how am I ever going to be able to do that?
Yeah. I was thinking, I think I even, like, was practicing Sonic Spinball for a little while, and I was just like, this isn't happening.
I can be
This
level
is
1!
not happening.
That's about it.
Alright, I'm gonna lose.
Sega's interesting. They were just like, hey, you know what we need here? We need Sonic. He looks like a ball, right? Let's make a pinball game, but not really. Kind of pinball, kind of platformer, but kind of bad at both.
Yeah, it's weird because it was made by Sega, like STI, Technical Institute, which I think was their American branch, and that was like one of the only games they ever made.
Based.
They actually wanted to make like a game based on the TV show, not the super early like cartoon like comedy one, but the more serious one. And I think they like got to like prototyping, but then like Sega of Japan was like, no, this looks like it sucks.
For anyone who's unfamiliar, it looks like he could easily jump that, but they put like a wall there.
Yeah, literally an invisible wall.
An invisible wall till you get to 500 or whatever. I think Sonic Spinball might honestly be the most common game on the Genesis. You can literally find it at any game store ever. Which is weird, because you think that it would, like... I mean, it has Sonic in the title, right? So you think someone would pick it up just being like, oh, Sonic, right? Like, they don't know, you know? But you can find that, like, everywhere. They must have just pumped copies out of that.
I mean, every Sonic game, they probably just
but we have no copies of Sonic 1 or 2, or 3.
That's true, but those games are actually desirable.
Good, yeah. Things happening.
Alright, I think going left is optimal.
Better be.
It seems like it.
Hey, you big drip. Where are you going?
I'm jumping because you need rings more than anything.
Also, I wanted to say this earlier. The band that does they didn't do the whole soundtrack. They just did that main theme song. And how much longer?
Crush 41.
No, I can never let it go. Crush 40.
Oh yeah.
Unsurprisingly, I've heard multiple times from multiple people that, especially the main singer, is just like a big jerk who thinks he's like a huge rock star. Like, wherein the only people who like know of them are people who either ironically or unironically are like, hey, it's the people who did Sonic Adventure or whatever, and he thinks he's like some big rock star. I would just be like, hey, it's me, it's the Crush 40 guy. You want to hear me do City Escape? Cool. But it's like, nope.
Nope. So look at this. We went down the sewers. I got 300 rings in 2 seconds.
Oh, I thought...
Oh, yeah, there's this weird animation. Am I gonna go up? Okay. There's this weird animation when he gets in the water. He, like, shakes it off. Just right there.
Yeah, I thought you were stuck, like, behind the... Gambling's bad, kids.
What?
Don't gamble your coins.
Yeah, look at it. Like, when he shakes the rings out, they look like coins. Alright, I think you just need 500. Get out of here.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wonder how long it would take to get 9999. Couldn't...
Yeah,
I mean,
not bad.
If I went down to the sewers, like, one more time, I think I would be at it.
9999?
Oh, I thought you said 999.
Just because
Sorry.
Just because there's 4 digits.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could do it in time.